club with Nike Plus. And we're often asked, well, so how are you going to grow this? How are you going to keep making sure that everyone who's a part of Nike Plus is really coming back and is excited? Well, the first thing is they're incredibly engaged already, which is fascinating. We've got the amount of time people come back. 30% of all our users come back 3 times a week just to go in, to be able to log their runs. The greatest thing ever in and around Nike Plus to us is when someone says, I was going to go for a run today, but I forgot my sensor, so I'm not going to go because I'm not going to get credit for it. And what's fascinating with that is this notion of you want credit for your achievements. If we can tap into that, and if we can use that as currency, that's going to be enormous. But we need some ideas here that really can energize this group. So we came up with this notion of the human race. And the human race is an ambitious goal to have 1 million people running on the same day, on August 31st of this year. Tapping into the energy of the Olympics, where everyone's sitting there watching, but you actually want to do something. You want to get out, and you want to play, and you want to run. So how can we make sure that we create the biggest ever sporting event? And that's the human race. Before I jump into that, I'm going to do a super fast look back at this. How many of you are familiar with Nike Plus, what it is and how it works? Pretty good, pretty good. This one has been fantastic for us. The quick repetition, I presented this last year here. You run, all your information is stored in a Nano. You plug in your Nano after your run. It gets pushed to NikePlus.com. And there you can relive your run. You can see all your run history. You can set yourself goals, challenge friends, training tools are there. This community just keeps growing. But it also gets more and more demanding in terms of, okay, bring me some new. So for those of you who don't know what it is, this is what it looks like when you come home, plug in your Nano, you see your run, you click on it, and you'll get all the runs that you've actually done lined up, listed up. Beautiful interface, simple, clean, no charts, none of that stuff. And then the other thing is this fun part, which is, challenging friends. And I'm going to come back to a really interesting challenge in a bit. One other thing that we've done is a piece of innovation that we call Nike Plus Sport Band. So, because not everyone wants to run with music. So we were asked, well, couldn't you figure out a way of doing that? So we created the Sport Band, which is this little band that you put on your wrist with a little receiver. You use the same sensor that you use in your shoe that tracks how you run, but it pings the signal to this, which is a watch, stopwatch, gives you time, pace, calories, all those things on this little thing. You unplug this little USB stick, plug it in, and it pushes all your data to Nike Plus. So at the very end, I'm going to ask, just to see if you're awake, I'm going to ask the question, and whoever can answer that will get this. I'll try to throw it out gently so it doesn't hit someone on the head. Okay, so that's the sport band. But one other thing, so how do we tie this to the human race, and why is this so important? Well, the idea behind this is using Plus as an engine to invite 1 million people on the same day to run, and this is the command center. This is where everything happens. And there are 2 ways you can run the human race. One is in 25 cities around the world, every continent. You can go in a physical, traditional race. It's a 10K race. We've done a lot of them. We've done Run London, for those of you who are from the UK. We've done Run Americas, where we had 115,000 people running on the same day. We want 1 million people to run on 83108. But not just run, have some fun as well. We've got fascinating music acts and bands lined up, so when you cross the finish line, you run straight into an arena where a band is performing. A little extra, carrot to get you going and get out and actually do that. So here's a little piece on this. to join us running it? Will you join us running it? It's only 10K, come on. Bob has promised to run it. If he can run it. That's the Nike Plus Human Race. Incredible opportunity for us and an exciting way of pulling off a race. The thing here is, everyone that joins this is a part of this community. So when you sign up, you create your little profile picture, and now you're a part of this thing. You can just scroll over and see people from all over the world. Go in and see who's nearest you. Who are the runners that are in the same city? Who are the runners that have approximately the same pace? And you can create some powerful teams, like Team Sweden.
He's playing today.
Yeah, we're playing tonight, 9 o'clock. But the idea here is, first you run for yourself, right? So you can now go in and see, how am I doing against 1 million people all around the world? Just punch in your starting number and you see. But you can also join a team. And we love the rivalries here. So you'll see, throughout the summer spreading out, we're going to have, run for Britain, run for Sweden, run for every country you're in. But also, run for your city. Run for a cause. Run for the best coffee in your city. 1 million different ways of doing this, and everyone can create their own reason, their own team, and their own challenge in and around the human race. But the beauty of this is just to be able to tap into this incredible community, and on one day knowing that all these people are running at the same time. I heard this saying, I don't know if it's true, that the only thing you can see on Earth that's built from the moon is the Chinese wall. Is that true? Well, let's pretend it's true. We would love to think that on 8/31/08, actually, if you're on the moon, you're going to see a sea of red people running, because everyone will be wearing red t-shirts. So, maybe ambitious, but we like big goals. So that's the idea in and around, in a nutshell. But this idea of teams, and you can then go in and see the race cities. What's unique with Rome? What's special for me if I run in Turkey? What's going on if I run this in Sydney, Australia? How can I prepare for it? How can I train for it? Who else is running in my city? Join a run club. Get a training program. All those things. We've become much more focused in and around services. And it's quite interesting for a brand who's been so much about just inspiration and pure messaging and communication and done that really, really well, to take a step in to say, hey, actually, we're in the business of making people better. How can we do that? And I think Nike Plus is the ultimate example. There is a charity component to this as well, whereby every step you take counts. So we call it vote with your feet, or lend a helping hand with your feet. And the way you do that is a portion. You decide when you join the human race if you want to support the World Wildlife Fund, $9 million work, or Lance Armstrong's Live Strong Foundation, which is fighting cancer. So there is a component to that where I think we have a responsibility as a brand to do good. So the human race, August 31st. I hope you're going to run it. The last portion, which is connected to Nike Plus and to the human race, is a really fun thing. And Bob and RGA have developed this in record time, built